Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the dart. Now, the weather outside is, well, it's a little bit glum. It's a little bit glum. And we're still waiting for the spare parts, well, for the money to become available for the spare parts. We have the tank, which just needs rubbing down, and then we've got some metal work to do. But at the moment, we're a bit stuck regarding that, because we need the bus the other way round and the engine doesn't run, so we're working on a way of being able to tow the bus to spin it round and then plonk it back in the gap up on its blocks, so then we can do the fuel stuff. Hopefully start of next year, end of December, the fuel pump should be done. We're ordering that in the next couple of days, week, and then that should arrive and the pump can start being transplanted into its new casing. So hopefully that should then put the pump back on. With the pump back on, there is actually a possibility that we'll be able to run the bus with a bit of creative fuel pipe work, enough that we'll be able to turn it round under its own steam without the fuel tank being on it. Not ideal, but it's a possibility that we might be able to do something. So obviously we've got a metric shite ton of bell pushes to do, but I'm going to have a look in this electric cupboard today, considering, well, it's not going anywhere and the power being off isn't really going to bother it. But I reckon our fuel pump issue, from the perspective of the power of the fuel pump, comes from that cupboard. So I'm going to look in that cupboard and see if I can get the circuit board out, and then we can have a look whether we're going to need to go to a scrapper and rescue a circuit board or not, because everything is a bit in this cupboard here. So as you can see, so on this side we've got gearbox computer, the main brain of the bus, all the interlocks. I mean, we don't have a handbrake light for some reason as well. This is the starting relay for the key at the moment, and obviously this board is the board that I want to look at. There is, which one is it? There's one, I think it's that one. That's alternator. Might be that one then. Yeah, ignition. So that one is that one there is labelled ignition, and that's the one that clicks when everything should come on. But it doesn't. As you can see, we've had to splice in down here. That's the fuel pump wiring down there. So I'm going to have a quick look at this circuit board and just make sure everything is okay on it and not burnt out. We might have a few burnt tracks on the back of it, which is what's causing the problem. Looks simple enough to do, so wish us the best of luck. Right, so first of all is to make sure everything is labelled correctly. Anything without a label I can take off and put a fresh label on it, and hopefully we can clear up some of this wiring that's not used. So let's start off with this top corner here. So that one is C136. Doesn't have a label on it, so we're going to need a pen and some labels. So by labelling them all up, obviously we'll know where they all situate and belong. It's a little less messy than last time. So 136. Some of these are labelled the way they're supposed to be, which is on the plug, which when I find one I'll show you.
People come and people go through high streets we know. Dark and light, day and night. No one knows what the future will bring. All or nothing. Gotta mean something when you're misunderstood. Gotta mean something when you're up to no good. Misunderstood, this firewood keeps me sane. Like the teeth around my neck on my gold chain. Misunderstood, I'm no victim, no Robin Hood. Hang them teeth around my neck on my gold chain. My goals and my dreams gonna rescue me. Like the teeth around my neck on my gold chain.
I don't think there's much holding this circuit board on now, quite frankly. No, there's not. It's quite free. Right. So now this circuit board will actually be all the plugs out of the way. Should rather gently come out. And we can have a butcher's on what is going on it. Or in most of the cases, what isn't going on with it. We've re-snagged dash looms out. Got one of them out. There's the two dash looms out. One of them. So all of them have been recovered. Bloody plug stuck behind. It's there. So let's get one of these on. Boards back in. So although today technically has been a bit wasted with this, what turns out to be a very pointless exercise, we know that there's nothing that seems burnt out on the circuit board, which is good. There's no burnt traces or anything like that that appears on the back of the circuit board, which is something that we thought we might have had, you know, a blown trace out or something like that, but it appears we don't.
You're full of confidence and cheap color. You're showing off your moves and hope for attention. And how you turn my life into an invitation, I don't know. I swear I tell the truth and you misunderstood. When I smile, you thought I want you by my side, but baby that's a lie. 'Cause I can see the way you look and how you try to get my attention. Don't you know I'm over you? I'm over you. I'm over you, not my Romeo. And I'm not your sweet little princess. Don't you know I'm over you? I'm over you. I'm over you. You're thinking something else, but I'm no fool. You put on quite a show, think that I dig it. And how you turn my life into an invitation, I don't know. Why can't you take a hint and just be loud? I know
Two. So power reduction, that one there. That should be everything back in. Let's just make sure that the push will isolate. Yeah, ignition's come on. Everything's good. Yeah. Oh yeah, everything's good. Everything's put back together. Everything supposedly should work when we want to start it. Time check. Time is 1:15. So, nothing wrong with that circuit board. So the problem is in there somewhere. Now, because we're not using any power for anything at the moment, what I can do is I can soak all of that in the contact spray and see where we get to with that. So, let me find the magic thing. And by the powers of the magic of editing, I have the magic spray. So I'm just gonna fucking soak it all, fuck it. Right, not to use the electrics now for a little while. It's quite flammable. Right, so that's done. Now this is going to be something that's not normally used for this job, but Brillo pad. You can just do down the most of it with a Brillo pad. That's how good this tank is. I mean, I've already done this already once. Lift it round. See, it just comes off. And then this is going to get painted up. The Brillo pad just means it's not that abrasive. Well, it's not really abrasive at all, but it wipes the main of the tank off, so we can actually see what is dirt and what, you'll see most of this here is dirt. As soon as that happens, it's all just coming off, which is what we want. Maybe not so much on my nice clean floor, but hey-oh. Now, the one thing you will notice, and it's something we didn't notice till after, is, well, unless it's buried in the dirt, which I don't think it will be, there is no fuel fill indicator, no tank gauge. And as it doesn't seem to appear that there is one, we are going to be adding one. Not today though. That's a job that I'm going to quite happily hand over to Sean. The case of I can't fuck this up, you can go do it. Because we're like that here. If there's anything we don't want to do, we quite happily give it over to the next person and go, alright, your problem now. They are very good at doing that. So this was all wet when we bought it. So obviously had time to dry off. I mean, we've got to work away at mounting the bleeding thing yet. Because obviously the mounts on the old tank went with the, what's it? So heaven knows how we are actually going to mount this one up. But I believe Sean, again, has some ideas on that one. There we go. Looking like a black tank to me. This weather is absolutely truly horrific. £3 brush. Sweep, 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 sweep. Not out of whatever place it comes from out there now. So yeah, there's no fuel filler. Sorry, there's a fuel filler, it's there. There's no fuel level gauge on this tank. But we have the sender. We know the wiring works on the bus now. We know the sender works. So, Sean is going to, I believe, should go somewhere like there. Drill in, we'll make it, and then put fuel sender in. Bobby's your uncle. We should be sorted. We should then have a tank with a fuel gauge on it. Which is obviously something that it didn't have when the tank was made. Probably because, looking at the tank's information, it's an aftermarket tank, and I bet it's cheaper and easier to make them without the fill neck than it is with the fill neck. So the other thing I need to do is take this top plate off here. So get this plate off it. What we're looking, I reckon 19s, I reckon, or 17s. 17s! See, I could do this for a job. We will be putting this plate back on. It needs to come off, so the fuel pipe's going to be put on. Whatever bus. Well, we know what it came off. It came off a dart of some description. The dart this came off because when they, well, essentially they're just wrapping them, aren't they? So they don't care. So the fuel lines have actually been cut on this tank. Reverse it there. Tightened up that. A bit of jiggle backwards and forwards to fix that problem. Possible. To get an engineering degree, don't they? But this country's backwards and I have to pay for it myself. Not allowed to retrain. So obviously these are the two fuel lines. With the 19 now. For them to actually just undo them, it's too much like hard work in scrap yards, so they just cut them. And they've been destroyed. My cut. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the new old fuel line on this. Goes from here to there. Pretty sure it's this one that I'm doing now. Okay. Set that off. That one is it's either a 17 or a 15, that one. Not as big as these. Don't have a 15, but I have a 40. It's a 40. Quite productive today. So we're running nipping to the yard. There's not much to do, like I said, until we've got the bits to do it. So, right. On the down, we'll go get the other one. Presuming, as it didn't have one on it, the sediment bowl on the other one didn't exist. That goes up there like that. So I think the sediment bowl on the other one had moved locations, or like I say, it didn't have one. So or we're going to find these are different fittings. It's definitely not that one. If they're different fittings, we're going to need some different fuel pipes. They are different fittings! So I think this is off a newer dart. Now, unfortunately the old tank has gone. But keeping these means we could take these to our favourite shop. Well, we have that fitting. That fitting. To that fitting. And that can go in there. Goes down like that. And then that goes out to the engine. That I believe is the fuel return, or the one in here is. I'm not sure. There's quite a few bloody fittings on there. So right, go all them there then for now. Now what we need for that? Tank is pretty much done then. Wait for Sean to finish rubbing it down and what have you. Got some plans for that now to do it, so we're gonna step on his toes on that one. He can go away and do it himself. So yeah, let's see what else we can find. Oh, I've just thought what we can be doing up here somewhere. Here we have no light, but we have the bits now to do it. Take that out. Need to find a way to put that back on the ceiling. Whee! This one comes with one. Oh yeah, I cut the wires, didn't I? But now this is going to work then. What I do now, I'll take that fuse out. All the electric tape. Don't need that fuse now. That fuse was there purely to facilitate jumping of power. Same with that one there. That was just there to jump the power. Not dodgily, it's just that these are daisy chained, so without the fusing line just to connect them up, we weren't getting any power down the rest of the tubes. And this ballast does the jumping for you, so it's about that. Right. So now we need to figure out which two went in which two here and how to do it. I mean, it's quite simple, them two just go like that and then do the two in there like that. That's how they went in there. Essentially, see how they went. They went goes in like that there. And that one down connects in there. That one connects in as well. All good and well. But how the fuck do you connect it? Wouldn't have a bloody clue. I think they should be. Let's see if we can get it to hold on to the wires or something. Bits of one. That'll do. That'll do. Let's have a look. Don't need them yet. What do you do? There's a circuit board there. So you can't turn it upside down. Yeah, and that can't be right. That must be how we think it is. It must be how I think it is. Let's put this back on. See, I don't get how they work. Neither does Sean, quite frankly. Hold on a minute. Sort of shove them in and they seem to have sort of like it accepted. Don't think it's how they're supposed to be, but let's put a tube in it and just see if it works. Probably not, because I've not actually took the end termination off them, but hell, we know. Wait. Spin that now. Got tubes in. Means we don't have tube lights knocking about. Imagine what it's one of them great. Very kindly put this back in. Don't fret now. It's alright. Good with the gap there. And I'll go back in. I'll move. So that's that one back in. Right. The front one needs putting back in as well, but we know the front one works. So that battery's holding on well, I know that. And that one needs screwing back up to the ceiling. Probably. Maybe 2 o'clock. What I probably will do. The temporary measure is just up the power thing back in the room. What's there? Oh, that's close enough. Go. Put this back in. Jump on here. Wedged on the cab. Gentle tool of persuasion. Why they don't like changing pissing light bulbs back in 1998. It's a fucking nightmare! done. So that now works. Works a treat. Right. So I think that'll do today. Done enough odd jobs and what have you. So just like to say at this point, if you haven't already, please do become a member and subscribe. Membership, you get a great little benefit, all lined out on patreon.com/Mancbuses and on the YouTube join button, which is just below. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, like, comment. It all helps and helps us grow. And as I say, on that, hopefully we'll bringing you more on the fuel system. We should be back up and running very shortly with that. And without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you out on the road one day. See you later.
Like thunder we do go, the drive